The strength that I most think about for Liz is that her faith just supports and undergirds everything that she does. And from that faith, she derives this almost inexhaustible energy.
She would get up at like 5 a.m. on a Tuesday morning, like when she was working full-time in the cancer center, and she would do her adoration from 5 to 6, then come home and get ready for work and go to work all day, and then go to the breast cancer support group and run that in the evening and not get home till like after 9 p.m. and then get up and I'll do it all again tomorrow.
Hard to keep up with her on a day-to-day basis. We tend to sometimes race on the hallways who's going to reach the patient rooms first.
A great sense of generosity to others, willingness to take risks on the behalf of others.
Making them feel that they were important and that she was going to be there for them when they were, struggling with everything. I mean, they could be struggling with their utilities. And my mom would get on the phone with the utility company and be like, well, you need to understand this person's going through cancer treatment right now.
I think she's filled almost every role that there is as a registered nurse in St. Francis during the 40 years that she was here. She started the nurse navigator role both for St. Francis and also was the first nurse navigator in Kansas. And her role and her network with so many people really became the template for a lot of the state and the national navigator roles. And because she was able to see where does mission need to be actioned, she would call a new patient on the phone before their first meeting at the cancer center. My name is Liz. I know this is a scary time for you. You're in good hands. I'll meet you there. And people hung on to that, and she would follow them through their course, cancer treatment and even after, and make sure that they understood what was going on, finding out what barriers there were to their care, and then going after what do we need to do to get rid of those. It wasn't about Liz Bessette. It was about what do these individuals need.
My parents' faith, again, is so important because I feel like that was what has allowed them to have the strength and be able to reach out to people that need their help. I can remember when we had a babysitter when I was very young that watched us, and she didn't have, a really easy life. And I can remember that every holiday, my mom would gather up a big Thanksgiving dinner or a Christmas dinner with presents. And we always made it a trip over to her house to bring it all to her because we knew that maybe she wouldn't have one if we hadn't brought it,
And my dad went with us sometimes, but also, even if my dad didn't go with us, he was there. What I mean by there is he supported my mom. And if my mom wanted to do something, he would not hold back and say, no, we can't afford it, or no, I don't want to give that stuff away. So he was always supportive of my mom's charitable ideas for donating money or goods or visiting people. My dad's been in the Knights of Columbus since he was a teenager, like 18 years old. So he's been in Knights of Columbus over 55 years. And he's also been in the Optimist Club, and he's been very instrumental in those groups.
He was involved in a lot of projects. I think the one that he really enjoyed the most is during the summertime. We would do pony rides at Gage Park for the kids, helping the kids that never really had any exposure to that kind of thing. But he's involved, and still is, in just about everything, whether it's a project for the kids or whether it's fundraising. He's always there at the end of the year when we have the bowling party for the kids because he loves to bowl and he really enjoys helping them and talking with them and doing those kinds of things. We mentor at Lowman Hill. Jerry did that for a number of years. He hasn't done it for a couple of years because because of his volunteer work, I think, at the Cancer Center.
I remember when Jerry retired, one of the patients showed up, and I said, well, gee, how'd they get here? They didn't have a car and they didn't have a ride. And they told me Jerry picked him up.
He works in the gift shop, I think 1 night a week or 2 nights a week or something like that. So he's volunteering that way.
My dad would go to the hospital, and he still does this, I think, to give communion to people that are hospitalized. I always feel like my mom said, you will never give more than you will get back from God, and I really believe that. They showed me that being generous in spirit is really going to be something that will bring you a lot of satisfaction in life.
But I'd just like to say to Jerry and to Liz, you made a difference.
It was a privilege to work with you, Liz. I feel honored that I've spent my very first few years here in Topeka working with you. You may have retired, but you're always with us. And Jerry, it was an honor to get to know you.
I would have to say I'm proud to be your friend, and I would just like to congratulate you on this recognition that the hospital's given you. It's well deserved, and I know that the two of you will continue to do everything you can to improve the community and help out those people who are in need, because that's what you do, and you do it better than anybody else.
Congratulations, Mom and Dad.
I feel so blessed to have you as my parents. You've been such a wonderful influence, showing me how to be generous and compassionate. And I feel like St. Francis is so blessed to have had my mother for over 40 years. Congratulations, Mom and Dad.
Listen, Jerry, congratulations on this award. I can't think of a couple more deserving. Thank you, personally and collectively, from the staff at the Cancer Center and from all the associates at St. Francis. Thank you for what you've given to our community, for what you've given to our hospital, and what you've meant in our lives.